back. This is Brian Fowler, and in this video I'm going to we're going to do a manual multi-site installation. If in the previous video we showed the one-click installation of multi-site through Arvike's hosting. With Arvike's hosting, you can go into the Softalicious installer, and it has a multi-site installer built into their WordPress installer. So all you have to do is just tick this little box right here to enable multi-site and install your WordPress, and it's automatically a multi-site blog. And so but if you do not have Arvike's hosting, you won't be able to do that. So and then I also showed you in the previous video how to install and activate the multi-site or the Easy Business Builder software. And so I haven't installed it on this new blog yet, so I'm going to install it in this one. So I'm just going to start uploading the files while we do this. We want to make sure that our permissions are at 755, and then we're going to install our WordPress content in our Easy Business Builder developer software. So this zip file, you don't want to open the zip file before you install it using the file manager. So we're just going to open that and start that uploading. And while we do that, now I'm going into my HostGator account, and we're going to install WordPress and the multi-site on this one. So with HostGator, they don't have the multi-site installer built into any of their installer packages. So what we need to do is just install WordPress with quick install, and then we have to go in and manually edit the code to make it a multi-site website. So we just go in and install WordPress, and on this one we're going to do it on Conservative Politics blog. Then we just click install. Now I've already just installed it, so what we're going to do now, we need to go back and install the software. So I'll go to my file manager, not legacy file manager, and we're going to go to the Conservative Politics blog. And what we can do, we can edit this in our. Now I've already uploaded the software into this website, and so we just need to unpack it. So we just click on this and click extract, and that will install this software into the site. And so it just takes a few seconds. And once the software is extracted, then we're going to go in and install multi-site. Now you can do this either through FTP, which is File Transfer Protocol, which enables you to edit files or upload files from your computer to your website. I use Core FTP. It's really easy to use. It's just drag and drop, and we can, let's see, go to this account, connect. Now, as I explained in the last video, public HTML is our website files. As I explained in the last video, if it's the main site on your account, on your hosting account, the primary site can be installed on a subdomain install, which is preferable because it allows multiple applications to be used on individual sites in your network multiple times. And so in many software applications, it can only be used once on an installation, and if it's a subfolder installation, you won't be able to use a single application of the software on the subfolders. And so that's why a subdomain install is preferable, also because you can build backlinks using automation on subdomains where you can't on subfolders. So that's another advantage. But because this website that I'm working on right now is a subdomain on an account, we're going to do a subfolder install manually. And so we can either we want to go into our WP config file. So we just take the WP config and drag it over here and onto our computer, and I just generally open the file that has my software in it, and because it's got the secret code there anyway. So what I'm going to do is open that config file, and I can see all of the files in that config file, all of the data. And right down towards the bottom where it says that's all, stop editing, happy blogging, what we want to do, we just come in here and take our secret code text, let's open that up, and we're going to we want it to allow multi-site true. We're just copy and paste that. Now before I do that, I'm going to allow some ping sites. I'm going to enable more ping sites so that every time we install every time we add content, the WordPress pings it to pingomatic.com. Well, the more sites you ping to, the more chances, the faster it's going to get indexed in the search engine. So this just enables us to do this more quickly. I'm going to show you two ways to do this. In the one-click install, you have to kind of do it. There's a way to do this after the fact, but we want to do it before we activate the multi-site, because because it's easier this way. So we're just going to go to conservative blog, politics blog, and then WordPress admin. Our admin panel. It's loading kind of slow for some reason. Okay, now before we install multi-site, we can go into our settings and go into media, I believe. Let's see. Oh, now it's writing. Okay, in our writing, we want to enable the Atom publishing protocol and the WordPress protocols, and then we want to copy and paste all those ping sites in here. I've already done that, but prior to that, all it had was the Pingomatic in here. Now, once we enable multi-site, this part right here will disappear, and so we'll have to go into it through our control panel and actually install it into our site files if we had already installed it. But if you're installing it on HostGator or another hosting account, it's easier just to do this prior to enabling multi-site. But now we're going to go in and enable multi-site, and so what we want to do, let's make sure we got okay. We can either go into our file manager and do this, go into WordPress config or WP config PHP. We can click on this and then edit. Just click edit, and that will open up our file so that we can edit. And it's the same file that I just showed you in our FTP. And you can see down here where it says that's all, stop editing, happy blogging, right above that it says define WP debug faults. Well, and the same thing is in our FTP file. Oops. And then, but we want to copy and paste this, define WP allow multi-site, and then we just want to copy that. We can go ahead and get rid of this, and we're going to paste that in our WP config file right under right above that's all, stop editing, happy blogging. So we can just copy and paste it here, and we can do that either through our FTP, just paste it and then click File and Save. Now that's through our FTP, and then you can just X out of that, and this now this file has been edited. We just edited that, and we can just drag it across and override it, or we can do the same thing through our Control Panel File Manager, which is right here. We're in our WP config. We can just copy and paste it in here, paste, and then save changes. And so now that we've done that, we've got our defined WP allow multisite true right above that's all, stop editing. So we've just edited that file. So we can just close that out. Now we're back in our Conservative Politics blog WordPress admin. We're going to refresh it. And let's see. Now we're going to go to our tools. Now in our tools, you're going to see network setup. And then we just follow the instructions in the network setup. So because this is an add-on domain, we can only do a subdirectory install. We can't do a subdomain install. If it was the primary domain on your hosting account, you could tick this one and make a subdomain install, but in this case, because it's an add-on, we have to do a subdirectory install. If you already had content more than 30 days old, it wouldn't allow you to do this either. So you'd have to basically save your database and then delete all of the content on your blog before you could install Multisite, and then you just re-upload the database to overwrite and reinstall the content. But that's in another training video. So right now we're going to do a subdirectory install, and so we just click Install. And you got to make sure that mod rewrite is available on your host server, and also you have to have writable htaccess. If your hosting account doesn't allow that, this won't work. So HostGator is a good host for that, but I really prefer Arvix. I highly recommend Arvix just because it's so much easier to use, and they have so many more features for the money. And they have the streaming video capabilities, which HostGator does not have. So now, when you get to this page, enabling the network, we have to go back into that file that we just were in, the WP config, and then we got to add this right below what we just added before. So I'm going to go back into I'm going to go use my HTTP uploader instead of the file manager this time, just to demonstrate it. We're gonna basically open up our WP config file again. Scroll down to happy blogging. That's all. Stop editing. Okay. Now what we just put in there is right here, and we're just gonna click on the end of that, and then click Enter to open up a new space, and we're gonna paste the other part of that in there, just like that, and then save it. File and save. And then we're going to drag this across to overwrite. And just overwrite. And then that will update that file. And then we come back here, and then it says this. We have to add this to our htaccess file. Now, what we're going to do is just copy and paste this in our htaccess file. So this, we want to find our htaccess file, which is be at the top here. We're just gonna, since I already have this htaccess file, this htaccess file that comes with the software, that is for a subdomain multisite install. So I don't want to overwrite that with this one yet. So because this htaccess is different for a subfolder. So I'm just going to go up one level so there's no htaccess to overwrite. I'm just going to drag this across. We're just going to edit it and then delete it. So what we want to do is open it in a text editor. Where it says begin WordPress, we want to delete all of this before the number signal end WordPress. Just going to backspace that. Okay, so we got begin WordPress, end WordPress. We're going to make a space in between, and we're going to copy and paste that code in there. So that this is all that you want in there, just like in the instructions here. It says add this to your htaccess, and the only thing you're going to have is number begin WordPress and then number end WordPress at the end, and that's going to be all that's in your htaccess file. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're going to save it, and then we're just going to drag it back across and override it on our website, and that's it. And then now you've got a multi-site. Now it's going to say you need to re-log in again. And now you've got, if you look up here at the top, you can visit the site, or you can go into your network administration. If you go into your dashboard for your network, you'll be able to see your installed themes. And then we need to activate all of our themes. So we just click there, bulk actions, network enable, apply, and we're good to go. And you can see there's a new version of Merry Christmas available. I believe this is already updated on your copy of it, but the new version of the Merry Christmas theme is completely different, and I don't like it as well as this one, so I wouldn't recommend updating it unless you see what the new version is and like it, because once you update it, you won't be able to go back to this one, unless you can reinstall the software, I guess, on your website and override it. So that's it. Now we've got multi-site. Now we can add new sites, and all of the new sites on this one, because it's a subfolder domain, it will start out conservativepoliticsblog.com / and then whatever we want to put in there for a new site. So if we want to put in we want to build a site about Ron Paul, which is a conservative running for president. So let's see, Ron Paul, and then the name of the site is Ron Paul. I should probably do something else. Ron Paul campaign, or Ron Paul. I'll just leave it at that for now. And then webmaster at conservative okay, so and then we just add our email and then add site, and then we'll be able to see our new site has been installed. Now if we go to my sites up here, we'll see Ron Paul. And so I can create a site for everybody that's running for president. And so it's conservativepoliticsblog.com / Ron Paul. And then I can just do a description of Ron Paul conservative presidency campaign or something. And then whatever news is posted about Ron Paul, I can allow other people to write articles or whatever. Anyway, I've got a new site called Ron Paul at conservativepoliticsblog.com. So if I was to try to search for a domain named Ron Paul, I wouldn't be able to do it. But now I've got Ron Paul in my domain and in the title of a new website that the search engine will recognize. So that's all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Next video we'll start activating some plugins. I'll see you there.